Hello and welcome to In Depth. I'm Tina Jha. As one of the fastest growing economies in the world today, India is facing an unprecedented demand for energy. Energy consumption has nearly doubled in India since 2000 and is expected to grow manyfold over the next few decades. Realizing the magnitude of the challenge, the government has embarked upon an ambitious effort to increase its renewable energy production. In line with this, at the first International Solar Alliance in Delhi recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi outlined a 10-point action plan that is intended to bring about a solar energy revolution. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll explore in depth what this will mean for India. With rapid urbanization and industrialization, India's energy needs are growing by the day. Rising thermal power production is not a sustainable choice as it harms the environment. In such times, solar power is the only alternative that can provide clean, environment-friendly and cost-effective power that is also sustainable. At the first International Solar Alliance Summit in New Delhi, the French President and Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed on the need for promoting solar energy and what to expect in the next decade.
India's total power generation capacity is over 3.5 lakh megawatt. Thermal power accounts for 73% of the total power generation. However, electricity generated by the thermal power plants comes at a heavy cost to the environment. Thermal power plants run either on coal or gas, both of which are not environment friendly. Public sector company NTPC provides electricity to the grid at the cost of 3 rupees 20 paise per unit. At the same time, solar power costs 2 rupees 45 paise per kilowatt, providing a better, cleaner, cheaper and sustainable source of electricity.
आजकल सोलर एनर्जी बहुत अच्छी तरह का एक रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी है और इसमें अगर आप इसको यूज़ करते हैं तो आपका ये बहुत एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली भी है। और जैसे भारत जैसे देश है जहाँ पे सूर्य की किरण की तो कोई कमी है नहीं, हमें कई जगह पे बहुत अच्छा सूर्य की किरण मिल सकता है, तो ये इसमें हमारे बिजली उत्पादन बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ सकती है।
The International Solar Alliance can prove to be a major step in this direction. The ISA is a group of sunshine countries that lie between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. ISA was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and then French President François Hollande in 2015. ISA includes 121 prospective countries that get sunshine throughout the year. All these countries have agreed to work together in the field of solar energy. The ISA aims to provide affordable, clean, green and renewable energy to the member countries and also ensure its sustainability. The ISA summit held in Delhi on Sunday focused on various aspects of promoting solar energy, such as credit mechanism, crowdfunding and sharing of technological breakthroughs. The ISA summit also focused on various projects like rural electrification, off-grid solar power, use of solar energy for irrigation and water supply, etc. At the ISA summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi presented a 10-point action plan to promote the use of solar energy. He also announced a solar technology mission for research and development in the solar energy sector.
भारत में सूर्य को पूरे जीवन का पोषक माना गया है। आज जब हम क्लाइमेट चेंज जैसे चुनौती से निपटने का रास्ता ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो हमें प्राचीन दर्शन के संतुलन और समग्र दृष्टिकोण की ओर देखना ही होगा। फ्रेंड्स, हमारा हरित भविष्य इस बात पर निर्भर करता है कि हम साथ मिलकर क्या कर सकते हैं।
The ISA is working to reach the goal of producing over 1,000 gigawatts of solar power. To achieve this goal by 2030, ISA will need an investment of 65 lakh crore rupees, for which the ISA has entered into agreements with the World Bank, European Investment Bank and European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. The African Development Bank has also entered into a partnership with the International Solar Alliance to help them with loans and funding. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The UN Environment Programme's Global Trends in Renewable Energy Investment 2016 report ranks India among the top 10 countries in the world investing in renewable energy. The push for solar energy gained speed after India signed the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement. Its target for solar power is 100 gigawatt by the year 2022. Here's a look at how India has taken on the challenge after signing the 2015 Paris Accord.
In 2015, 195 countries and states attended the United Nations Climate Conference in Paris. They adopted the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement, under which each country or state will determine, plan and report its own contributions to the global effort to mitigating greenhouse gas emissions. In this regard, many countries, including India, also expressed their commitment to promote solar energy. The Paris Agreement is an acknowledgement of the imminent dangers posed by climate change worldwide. Signatories of the Paris Agreement pledged to fight the threat by limiting the rise of global temperatures in this century to below 2 degrees Celsius. According to experts, if the temperature of the Earth increases by over 2 degrees, it can cause many adverse changes in the global landscape. This will be in the form of a surge in the sea levels, floods, droughts, landslides and forest fires. India gave its approval almost a year after 191 countries signed the climate change agreement in Paris.
अगर हम ग्रिड एमिशंस ही रिड्यूस कर सके तो इंडिया का काफ़ी क्लाइमेट चेंज का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो काफ़ी कम हो जाएगा, क्योंकि थर्मल पावर इज़ वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूटर ऑफ कार्बन एमिशंस.
In keeping with its commitment to the Paris Accord, India kept the goal of producing 40% electricity through non-fossil fuels, in which maximum power will be produced through solar energy. In 2010, India's solar power capacity was 22,000 megawatts, and by 2022, it is targeted to reach 1 lakh megawatts. India's commitment to solar energy is evident in the fact that it wants to achieve its target of solar energy in a decade, while countries like Germany took more than 2 decades for it. In November 2015, India and France signed an international solar energy agreement. Both countries agreed to reduce the cost of solar energy, boost technology, and promote research in solar energy. Faced with depleting conventional energy sources, India is making new efforts to boost solar energy as an alternative. The World Bank signed an international solar energy agreement with India and are sure to help raise $1 trillion for investment till 2030. India has set a target of achieving 100 gigawatt solar power by 2022. Under the agreement, India, in association with the World Bank, will help developing countries in evolving solar power equipment, reducing the cost and exchange of technology. After announcing its international solar power mission, India increased its efforts to provide renewable energy by 5 times.
लोगों का अब ये कहना है कि जब से WTO ने हमारे ऊपर सब्सिडीज़ निकाल दी है एक्सपोर्ट लिंक, तो एक्सपोर्टर को कम्पिटिटिव होने के लिए उसका पावर का कॉस्ट कम होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, और इसीलिए पावर का होना ज़रूरी है, कॉस्ट होना कम होना है और अल्टरनेटिव ना रखना है. अगर मुझे डीजल को अल्टरनेटिव रखना पड़े तो फिर मेरी मुश्किलें बहुत ज़्यादा सॉल्व नहीं हो रही हैं.
India has been steadfast in reiterating its commitment to the Paris Agreement and solar energy. India is leading several nations that are adversely affected by climate change and are working on alternate sources of energy. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Servicing the energy needs of a population of over 1 billion people is a huge task for any country or government. More so for a country like India that is trying hard to make its place among the developed countries of the world. According to the energy outlook provided by the British multinational oil and gas company BP, India's energy consumption is set to grow 4.2% a year by 2035, faster than that of all major economies in the world. In this scenario, solar energy is seen as the best way to address our power shortage. The global demand for energy is constantly increasing, with the United Nations predicting a world population growth from 7.3 billion today to 9.2 billion by 2040. The demand for energy is only bound to substantially increase over that period. Both population growth and increasing standards of living for many people in developing countries will cause a strong growth in energy demand. Over 70% of the increased energy demand is from developing countries led by China and India. India, with the second largest population, is the fourth largest energy consumer in the world. By 2040, the energy demand of India is likely to go up 2.7 to 3.2 times, with the electricity component itself rising 4.5-fold. Keeping pace with the demand, the country needs to produce nearly 900 gigawatt of additional electricity. For that, the government has to invest as much as 28 lakh crore dollars in this sector.
कोल से ये जो सोलर एनर्जी है ये काफ़ी तरह एनवायरमेंटल के लिए बेनिफिशियल है, क्योंकि इसमें पोल्यूशन काफ़ी कम होता है। मगर अगर आप पोल्यूशन को पूरी ओर से देखा जाए तो एक तरह से आप सोलर एनर्जी यूज़ कर रहे हो और दूसरी तरह से आप अगर गेहूं को बर्न कर रहे हो, जैसे कि पंजाब वगैरह में हो रहा है, तो वो तो आपका बैलेंस नहीं होगा ना, कोई एक चीज़ आपको बैलेंस नहीं कर सकता।
It's difficult to strike a balance between electricity needs and electricity generation in India. The national grid is struggling due to tremendous pressure. New connections to the grid increase at almost 5% per year. Although the power system has grown rapidly in recent years, the poor financial health of many local distribution companies remains a key structural weakness. Low average end-user tariffs, technical losses in the network, and high levels of non-payment for electricity mean that distribution company revenue often fails to cover the costs owed to generators. This has created a cycle of uncertainty for generators and held back the much-needed investment in network infrastructure.
बेसिकली हमें ये करना चाहिए कि जितना भी हम ग्रिड में लगा रहे हैं, जितना भी कोल का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है वो कम कर सकें, और जितना भी रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी है जैसे सौर, वायु, इन सब चीज़ों का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा कर सकें, ताकि एमिशंस जो ग्रिड का एमिशंस जहाँ पे हम इतना थर्मल पावर प्लांट फीड कर रहे हैं वो कम हो सके।
The energy demand in India has traditionally been dominated by the housing sector, both residential and services. Between 2003 to 2013, electricity demand in this sector has grown at an average rate of 8% per year. The total installed capacity for electricity generation in the country has increased from 1,45,755 megawatt in 2006 to 3,16,379 megawatt in 2015, registering a compound annual growth rate. At the end of March 2015, thermal power plants accounted for an overwhelming 71.01% of the total installed capacity in the country, with an installed capacity of 2,24,674 megawatts. Hydro power plants followed with an installed capacity of 41,268 megawatt, accounting for 13.04% of the total installed capacity. The share of nuclear energy was only 1.82%. Non-utilities accounted for 14.11% or 44,657 megawatt of the total installed generation capacity.
देखिए, सरकार तो सोलर को पुश कर रही है। इनफैक्ट सरकार रिन्यूएबल की हर तरह से रिन्यूएबल को पुश कर रही है, और सरकार का काफ़ी सारा चीज़ें आ रहे हैं जो कि आइडिया स्टेज में हो, कि सोलर पैनलिंग करने के लिए अभी नदियों में सोलर पैनलिंग वाटर में किया जाए ताकि लैंड एक्विजिशन की प्रॉब्लम ना हो। ऐसे सरकार काफ़ी सारे बातचीत चल रहे हैं।
With rising maturity of renewable energy technologies, the government has already articulated its decision to boost renewable energy capacity. The Niti Aayog says a cumulative capacity target of 175 gigawatt has been declared for the year 2022. By 2040, a likely capacity of 597 to 710 gigawatt is expected to be achieved. Nuclear energy, being the only baseload power source offering green energy, needs to be promoted, even if its share in the overall mix is not high enough now. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Energy is one of the fundamental requirements of economic development. Every area of society, be it agriculture, industry, transportation, trade or housing, needs energy. But we are yet to produce energy according to the demand. Here's a detailed look at the energy needs of India. Energy comes from renewable and non-renewable sources. The main sources of non-renewable or conventional energy are oil, gas and coal. Renewable or non-conventional sources of energy come from solar energy, wind power, water energy and biomass. Today, about 80% of the world's energy is produced from conventional sources.
बिजली की कमी हर जगह पे है और आप जहाँ पे भी जिस उत्पादन से दोगे लोग ले रहे हैं। अभी आप सिटीज़ में भी देखिए लोग अपने अपार्टमेंट्स में सोलर पैनलिंग लगा रहे हैं, तो गांव में भी आप जाएंगे तो देखेंगे कि लोग इसके इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं।
India gets most of its energy from coal, oil, gas and water. Coal and petroleum contribute to 56% and 32% of India's energy production. The rest 12% comes from nuclear power, hydropower and non-conventional energy sources. The industrial sector consumes 50% of the energy that is produced, making it the largest consumer of commercial energy. Next comes the transport sector. Together, industry and transport consume 80% of the total energy produced in the country. The transportation sector relies on petroleum products in the form of high-speed diesel and petrol for its energy needs. In addition to this, energy needs have also grown significantly following the use of modern techniques in agriculture.
अगर हम ग्रिड एमिशंस ही रिड्यूस कर सके तो इंडिया का काफ़ी क्लाइमेट चेंज का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो काफ़ी कम हो जाएगा, क्योंकि थर्मल पावर इज़ वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूटर ऑफ कार्बन एमिशंस इन द कंट्री.
In 2013-14, normal energy demand-supply gap was 4.2%. On the other hand, the peak energy demand-supply gap was 4.5%. In 2016-17, this came down to an all-time low of 0.7% and 1.6%. According to the Central Electricity Authority, the total power demand in this period was 1,59,568 megawatt. In contrast, the power available was only 1,56,934 megawatt. The demand for 2,634 megawatts was not met. State-wise, between April 2016 and March 2017, the biggest peak demand-supply gap was seen in Uttar Pradesh. At 9.8%, it was considerably more than the national average of 1.6%. Uttarakhand and Delhi received 2.4% and 1.1% less power respectively. Jammu and Kashmir had 2% less power, while the figures for Kerala and Karnataka were 3.3% and 1.2%. Another feature of energy consumption in India is its wastage in large quantities due to lack of proper planning. Proper use of energy needs to focus on its optimum use and distribution. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. So what is the way forward? Apart from the government's projects and initiatives, how can individuals help in promoting and regularizing this concept? One splendid example, the Gurudwaras of Delhi, that are all set to go green to abate the worsening air quality in the national capital. In fact, with no shortage of open spaces, these religious institutions are making their significant contributions to popularize solar projects in the country. Soon, Delhi's Gurudwaras will use green energy for their day-to-day functions by tapping on solar energy in order to save the environment, fight pollution and also improve air quality.
Located in the Greater Kailash area, the Pahadiwala Gurdwara in New Delhi has taken a special initiative to serve its energy needs. The solar panels here produce enough power to meet not only the Gurdwara's day-to-day needs, but also provide electricity to the residents.
सोलर पैनल से फ्रिज, टीवी, कपड़े प्रेस, सब सामान हमारा उसी से ही, लाइट जगाना, पक्खे, कूलर सब सोलर पैनल से ही चल रहा है.
Residents in the vicinity of the Gurdwara are also inspired by the initiative that they feel is a significant step towards conserving energy and protecting Delhi's environment.
नहीं, बहुत अच्छा है एनवायरनमेंट के लिए. अगर ये ना हो तो बहुत डिग्रेड हो रहा है वैसे हमारा एनवायरनमेंट, आपको पता ही होगा. तो इससे एक अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लिया है हमारे गुरुद्वारे ने.
अगर बाकी लोग भी करेंगे, अगर एक सिंगल इंडिविजुअल तो पोल्यूशन रोक नहीं सकता, अब सारे इनिशिएटिव इकट्ठा करेंगे तभी रुक सकते हैं.
Very soon, almost all the Gurdwaras in Delhi will use solar power for their day-to-day needs. The Renewable Energy Wing of the Delhi Sikh Gurdwara Management Committee has already initiated a 1 megawatt solar energy project to be commissioned by 31st March 2018.
जो एनवायरनमेंट के लिए ठीक काम है उसके लिए हमने ये प्लान किया है और अगले 6 महीने में हमारी जो इंस्टॉलेशन है ये सारे सोलर पैनल्स की और टोटल हमारी जो बिजली है वो उसके अलावा इस पे सोलर पे चालू हो जाएगी.
The project will initially roll out in 4 Gurdwaras. It will work with around 3,125 solar panels placed on the rooftops of the Gurdwaras and allow for the use of peak hour load during the day from solar panels. The bad air quality in New Delhi has been a growing cause for concern, with neither the state nor the central government being able to decide on a definitive plan to tackle the issue. Navikram Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
A lot of research and development is taking place across the country to make solar modules more efficient and cost-effective. And apart from demand in rooftop panel usage, there has been an encouraging growth in the concept of community solar projects. Here's a look at how your building society, workplace, village or school can adopt this method.
Community shared solar project is a rapidly growing concept. In a community solar project, many people of an area or a building share the cost of installing a solar project, and the electricity produced by the community plant is shared among the people. Many housing societies across India's cities are making use of the shared power panels to produce clean electricity at a low cost.
एक्चुअली सौर ऊर्जा की खूबसूरती ही यही है कि इसको आप कहीं पे भी लगा सकते हैं और क्योंकि भारत में बहुत साल में 300 दिन से ज़्यादा धूप निकलती है, तो कहीं पे भी हम सौर ऊर्जा का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। तो आपके घर में, मेरे घर पे सोलर रूफटॉप सिस्टम्स लगा सकते हैं जो हमारे खुद की बिजली की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा कर सकता है।
It is more cost-effective to set up solar power plants in a shared way due to the high cost of the equipment for setting up a solar power plant. Equipment required to install a solar plant to produce 1 kilowatt of electricity costs over 1 lakh rupees. This includes the cost of solar panels, inverters, voltage regulators, wiring, mounting and other equipment. Then there is an added cost of changing the battery every 2 to 3 years. Hence, including the cost of setup and maintenance, the electricity produced by a solar plant costs 2.5 to 3 rupees per kilowatt. However, if used long term, the cost reduces significantly.
ये देखिए ज़रूरतें पूरा करने में मदद करेगी, क्योंकि हम इसका गांव में वगैरह, गांव और दूर दूर जगह पे हम इसमें से बिजली उत्पन्न कर सकते हैं। मगर इसका एक प्रॉब्लम जो है अभी कि इसका कॉस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो इसका कॉस्ट कम करना पड़ेगा। जैसे चाइना वगैरह में सोलर पैनलिंग का कॉस्ट कम हो चुका है, मगर उनका क्वालिटी में थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम है। सो अच्छे क्वालिटी का कम कॉस्ट में अगर इसको किया जा सकता है तो ये बहुत यूज़फुल है।
Community solar energy is also helping in fulfilling the energy needs of rural areas. Many companies, schools and private organizations have also set up their own solar power plants to meet their electricity needs. Many individuals are also installing solar equipment for domestic use. 110 companies are manufacturing solar equipment in India. Every year, these companies sell equipment that can generate 1.33 gigawatt electricity. In September 2017, India's solar power capacity was about 15,000 megawatts, which is only expected to grow further with the government encouragement to the solar energy sector.
बट अभी प्रॉब्लम ये हो रही है इसमें कि ये सिस्टम बहुत महंगा है, तो इंडिविजुअल जो लोग हैं, स्पेशली जो गरीब लोग हैं जहाँ बिजली इतनी आती नहीं है, जिनके घरों में बिजली अभी इतनी पहुँच नहीं रही है, उनके लिए बहुत मुश्किल है ये इन्वेस्टमेंट करना। जो एक्चुअली सोलर एनर्जी का बेनिफिट है जो हम घर पे इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, वो अभी हमारी कंट्री इतना एक्सप्लॉइट नहीं कर पा रही है।
The low-cost equipment made in China are also getting popular, even though their quality is considered to be far inferior. 293 Indian and multinational companies have promised the government to produce 266 gigawatts of renewable energy in the next 5 to 10 years. This will need an investment of around 35,000 crores, over 50% of which is likely to be in the field of solar energy. Navikram Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's it from us in this edition of In Depth. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching.